So why did I find this small purchase so profound? In short, this watch provides me with something very simple that I could not find in any of the advanced or smart technologies. It all started when I decided that I don't want my phone in the bedroom at night. Not only this thing is with me all the time and everywhere I go, everywhere, it is also sitting right by my head all night. It's almost the last thing I see before closing my eyes, and it is what wakes me up in the morning. Instead of me being the center and all those tools be there to support me and help me be more productive, the phone edged itself into the center of my life where it takes over parts that are intended for higher purposes, like my attention, my mind, and my free time. Effectively taking over my life. The balance in this relationship was off. So step number 1 was get the phone out of the bedroom. Good night. Wait a second. How do I wake up tomorrow morning? In a weird way, suddenly that I didn't have something to wake me up in the morning, it made me reflect on simpler times, like in the 90s when I was a kid. I realized that I missed simplicity. I found myself saying to myself, I want an alarm clock that is just an alarm clock. The want was actually an even deeper need. My phone usage has gotten to the point where the habit was too strong for me to just decide to find balance again. I needed help, and not because I recorded 8 hours a day of screen time. With work and kids and life's commitments, even 2 to 3 hours a day was a massive number for me. I did not want it to be so high, and I did not want the phone to be around all the time if I don't actually need it. And because I couldn't ask my phone for some space or to just back off,
Would you give me 1 minute, please?
the solution was actually obvious and simple. I needed a piece of technology that is limited, a piece of technology that cannot over-deliver and do more than what I wanted it to do to begin with. I needed it to be unable to lure me in so that I could break this cycle of a deeply rooted habit of constantly engaging with my phone. I noticed when things started to change thanks to this little guy, when my friend asked me how old was our newborn at the time, and what I did was this. And then we both had a laugh because that's not the place he expected me to find the answer. I did this because I wanted to check what date it was, which was an exciting moment for me. I did not turn to the phone. There's a new habit now with a tool that actually serves me and cannot take over my life. Now, did the watch replace my phone in terms of functionality? Of course not. A phone to me is a tool of communication, of navigation, and if one is able for it without getting distracted, of productivity. A simple watch like this cannot do it, obviously. But because of that, what it can do is break the habit of me defaulting to my phone whenever I needed to check something. I never wanted to check a message or an email and find myself half an hour later scrolling through unimportant crap. I never wanted to waste my evenings unwinding as an excuse of rest by staring at this tiny screen. I did not buy a phone as a source of entertainment, so it's not supposed to be one. There are so many more relaxing and healthy ways to unwind and distress after a long day. I just found that there is no way to justify this habit anymore, and in truth, there never was. There is another quite profound thing that I've learned from this experience, and that is the price I pay every time I use my phone. I pay with my attention. Imagine checking your work inbox right before the weekend, finding the crisis of the century cooking, and you know that there is no way you can handle that right now. You're gone on your weekend, everybody else is gone on their weekend, there's nothing you can do about it. But knowing that this is what's cooking behind the scenes, knowing that this is what's waiting for you first thing in the morning next week, would you actually be able to enjoy your weekend? You probably won't, because your attention, your broadband, is now occupied by something else. And I've learned that every time I engage with my phone, I take with me something that I was not planning to take. It's like I'm carrying around a burden that I did not mean to carry. And that burden is slowing me down. It's taking away from other things that I can do, other things that I could do better, just because I'm so much more present. Being a better dad, making better videos, being a better person to society. When I engage with my fridge, with my oven, with my car, I don't have that problem. They don't leave with me anything, and that's what I learned that's happening when I engage with my watch. It doesn't take away anything from me. I'm not paying a price by engaging with it. But I wish that was true for my phone. It's not true. I'm always paying some kind of a price if I'm checking the news because it's right there in my pocket. If I'm checking the YouTube analytics, it just showed me that my phone is unbelievably disruptive. It disrupts my life because it's right there all the time, showing me things that I did not necessarily want to see at this moment. Well, you might be saying, well, why do you check your phone? Nobody asks you, nobody forced you to look into those things, right? But that actually reminds me what James Clear writes in Atomic Habit. how motivation, or our intention in that sense, to not overuse our phone is often overrated, and what's more important is our environment. He encourages us not to be the victims of our environment, but the architects. Change it around to help you make better decisions. And so when you combine the environment with what this phone is designed to do, basically take advantage of all of our weaknesses as human beings so that we use it more, when you take all of that into consideration, you realize, I'm not sure you're my friend. Why can't you be like this guy? I reflect quite a bit on what it means to me and how can I turn it into a practical thing. But learning about myself that I need something simple. I need something that doesn't test my willpower because at some point I will fall. I need something that doesn't make me pay a price when I engage with it. But introducing the awareness to me is a game changer. It's step 0. There's no way of me changing anything about this if I'm not aware, and I can start making informed decisions. So yeah, this tiny thing is really helping me out. I believe that our philosophy determines our actions, and by buying something that cannot overdo what I wanted it to do, reminded me of how I see life and how I actually want to live it. It reminded me that technology can be helpful and beneficial and productive and serve as an effective tool, and that maybe the problem is not all me. This is an unbelievable tool, but it wants my attention. It tries to capture my attention. This one doesn't. It doesn't have any notifications, any dings and sounds, and I don't have to charge it all the time. The battery will probably last for the next 7 years, so I'm golden on that front. So when I needed an alarm clock, I just went for a home run. I like accessories. As you can see, there's another one right here, not a watch, but like a bracelet. And I thought, if I can get an accessory that I'm happy with, I like wearing watches, I wanted something simple, and I have an alarm clock that can get the phone out of my bedroom, then I'm just gonna go for it. And I did. It's simple and I find it beautiful. It's everything I wanted it to be and nothing more, which is perfect. Needless to say, I think it was a wonderful purchase, and you can find a link for it in the description below. So thank you for your time, pun intended, and I'll see you next time.